Hey y'all, it's Riley Green and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Everybody, 100 episodes of Like a Farmer. I don't even know where to begin to be thankful for my appreciation for every single one of y'all. So when you think about the 100th episode, we're going to do a little story time. You think about everybody who's been on the show, and it's been awesome. And I can't thank everybody enough when it comes to the listeners, the people that come on the show, the sponsors. But I wanted to get a special guest for the 100th episode, a gentleman who's been on the show before. Mr. Riley Green joins the show today. And Riley came on now 2 years ago. And when you think about Like a Farmer and why we built this brand, it's to highlight rural America. It's to highlight the lifestyle, this wave coming across America of people that want to play sports and want to be outside and want to hunt and fish, that people want to know where their food comes from and who grows their food, that people want to listen to country music. And this guy right here really resembles all of those pillars. So let's get into it today. Riley, thank you, man. Seriously, I'm very appreciative of you being the 100th episode of Like a Farmer. How'd you like that intro?
That was great. I thought you were going to talk a little more about me, but no, it was good. You know, we were in rural America when we did the first one.
You know, you made it pretty clear last time.
Down in God's country down there, yeah.
You're in Jacksonville, Alabama. I was fortunate enough to come into, your home last time, and I appreciate now you being here. I know we're in Vegas currently today, and you making time to do this, because I texted you the other day, and seriously, we've been talking about it and promoting the 100th episode for now probably 2 months, and when you see the comments, number one was Donald Trump, and number two was Riley Green. So, I figured.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you got to.
Well, I know that the podcast has done well because you came to me for the first one, and now you've been successful. I have to come to you to do it. So I'm glad, man. It's much like the music industry, doing what you're doing is a tough thing. It doesn't all work. A lot of people try it. Bet you there's thousands and thousands of podcasts out there, but I think this is something that really strikes a chord with a lot of country folks, a lot of people in my world, and it's been fun to watch. I've seen you with a lot of guests on there, man. It's cool to watch it grow, and it's good to see a good old boy win.
I think it's one of those things where it really started out of, Josh was the first episode, and then you've got you were season one. You got Marty Smith that was season one. You have Tyler Toney with Dude Perfect. You have who else was season one? Jackson Dart, obviously now he was currently at Ole Miss now with the Giants, but the good old boys from rural America, and now look what it's transpired to. I mean, every single week you turn it on, and it might not be somebody from that lifestyle, but it's somebody that wants to get into the lifestyle now.
Yeah, it's certainly something that is becoming more popular because of stuff like what you're doing, but also the Yellowstone shows and all that Western lifestyle has really gotten popular everywhere. Which I've noticed it in my world. Country music's huge overseas now. We're playing Europe, selling out shows in Australia. It's a cool thing to watch that world's really working, and certainly the rural lifestyle is becoming a lot more popular, which makes me want to go back to the farm as much as I can.
No, and I
hide out.
I can only imagine that. And we have a timetable now. So you think about 2 years ago was the first one. And don't get me wrong, like Riley Green 2 years ago was you're a big name. But just for simplicity purposes, I mean, just look at your following from 2 years ago to today. Like, it might have been 1 million, right? And I'm just going off Instagram just so people can visually see it. You're talking about millions of people following you now. Why do you think that is on a high level basis of like you have more country fans every single day getting into the genre, wanting to listen to it?
Well, I mean, my career's grown specifically, over the last couple of years and even the last 8 or 12 months, it seems like it just keeps hitting a different level and a different gear. And, in a country music career, there's several different parts of it. For me, I had kind of a rural fan base, a very grassroots fan base from playing in the Southeast and playing in Alabama. And then it grew when I signed a record deal and had songs on the radio. And then you have songs like Worst Way and You Love Me that were really viral, like kind of lived in that TikTok world, which is really new to me. And, now you're getting some opportunities where I'm doing things on television, doing late night television. And so, I mean, it's all kind of working in a lot of different ways. So I've seen that growth be over a long period of time, but it's really happened quick in the last few years. But, I just think people really are loving the down home country lifestyle that we grew up on, that you talk about every week. And like I said, these shows are really portraying that, Yellowstone, I think, has had a big hand in country music spike all over the world.
I would totally agree. And I'm fortunate enough to have a direct line to you, so we get to talk a lot. And you like to challenge yourself. And Do you see yourself, and you mentioned a little bit, and I'm starting to see you more doing the late night television, doing some TV stuff. Like, is that something that you're passionate about? Like, do you see yourself doing more stuff outside of country music?
Well, I certainly don't need something else to do, but it's, I just think that while I've got the opportunities that I have, I want to get as much out of it as I can. You know, I've gotten calls to read scripts and started to kind of think, well, maybe this is an option, you know? So when that happened, I didn't want to kind of half do it. So, you know, for me, I'm playing 100 plus shows a year, traveling all the time, and don't really have time to go film a movie. So I had to sit down with management and go, listen, if we're going to try this, we need to really make it a priority. So start trying to carve out time and start really, you know, getting with a little bit of acting coach and reading through scripts and reading for a lot of parts. And, yeah, it's been something that I've made a priority and certainly took time out to do, and, you know, may have some stuff in the works now in the acting world. So I'll try anything once.
I would love to see it. I was talking to somebody the other day. I think one of the best things that you do as an individual is surround yourself with great people. I mean, your team, honestly, is unbelievable, and I've been fortunate enough to get to hang and get to call them my family too. But that being said, there's a guy named Adrian Grenier who's been on the show. You know, does that name ring a bell? So Adrian was Vinny Chase on Entourage.
Okay.
And I just think that's a TV show concept right there, man. I think you've got a great entourage, you know, on the country music side, and maybe that could be.
So you want to put my buddies on TV?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You need to think that through a little bit.
But you remember the show Entourage, right? You had Turtle running around, and we could maybe, you know, choose which character.
Yeah. Somebody eat sugar cookies all day that can be on there.
What one other thing that it seems like has gotten more popular when it comes to your routine is on the baseball stadium side. I think that's been one of the most things I've looked forward to going to a show, because I feel like I've done with you. We've done Philadelphia, we've done St. Pete, with Tampa, did Boston. I mean, you've done it all. Is that something that you kind of look forward to doing when you're on the road?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a sports fan, grew up playing ball, and anytime you get to go to a major league stadium of any kind and you know, hit batting practice or shoot basketball or whatever it is, we've always done that. So we get those calls now, and we went to Philly and hit batting practice, and I really wanted to pretend like it was normal, but I hit about 10 or 12 out in the stadium. Bryce Harper sitting there watching, you know, and I was trying to play it cool, like, yeah, man, it's no big deal. But I was as shocked as anybody. I ain't hit a baseball in 10 years. And so then we started getting calls. We went to Cincinnati, and I hit a couple out over there. Then we went to Tampa, and you had to come to that one. And so, yeah, I mean, we've hit batting practice in 6 or 7 major league stadiums now, and I've hit a home run in all of them. So now I've got the pressure. See, now I've put that on myself. So hands to be blistered up for the show. My back hurts all the time. But I'm like, now we got to go hit batting practice at every major league stadium. So it's cool because it's a great tie for me. It's like hunting and country music. You know, that fits my demographic. It's certainly two worlds that I live in, and sports was the same way.
Well, I mean, I think it's something to be said too. And you just mentioned it, and I was going to ask you, like, you're doing over 100 shows a year. There's some, and you also like to do other stuff. I mean, fishing, hunting, it don't matter. I live vicariously through your social media. You're always somewhere. I feel like routine's got to be one of the most important things for you, because you could really get sidetracked when it comes to doing that many shows a year.
Yeah, I miss a routine. I don't remember the last time I had one, but, you know, I've always tried to, like, stay in shape, working out. That's a tough thing for me to do when you can't get a routine. You know, when I'm at home and on the farm, I got the gym there. I got everything I need. And now it's like, you know, you're on a bus. Maybe you're flying somewhere. You have a one-off. You don't have your bus there. You got to pack a bag for it, you know, and then maybe you're in a hotel, or you traveled half the day and you're worn out, jet lag, whatever it is. And that's the toughest thing about being where I am in my career, is that fortunately it's going well, so we get a lot of calls, but it's going well, so they're calls that we really have a hard time turning down, or I do. You know, there'll be a time when I say no a lot more, and I've, you know, played 40, 60 shows a year, and I've got a little time to have a life outside of it. But right now, it's just a whirlwind of traveling and you know, adding acting into that. We opened a bar in Nashville. You know, it's a million things going on, and like I said, it's hard to complain about it because it's going well.
Well, and you got the new the bourbon, man.
Got a bourbon, yeah. See, I'll forget about it.
By the way, we don't have any of that.
We figured we should get this over with before we get into the bourbon.
Gotcha.
You know, that's probably smart. I know how we get.
Yeah. How did that come about, though? I mean, was it just one of those? I'm sure somebody maybe brought it to you, but was that something you were always passionate about doing?
Well, it's something that I've had my mind on for a while. I've had those type of offers brought to me in several different ways. You know, there's situations where it's a brand that's already there and you just have an endorsement deal with them, you know. what I wanted was something that really aligned so well with me that it was something I wanted to be a part of, you know. And this was, you know, it's Duck Club. You know, the picture on the bottle looks like a Field and Stream magazine from the early 90s. The branding was so great on it, and it's just awesome that, you know, it's all kind of happened at the same time. We got a bar called the Duck Blind. Obviously, I'm Riley Duckman on Instagram. I've hunted my whole life. It's kind of what I was known for before music really happened, and it makes it really easy when you have something that fits that well. So it's been cool to see, and they do a really great job with the marketing for it. And it's always nice when you find a brand that it's not work to promote. You know, I could put that bottle or that branding on the stage anywhere, and it would fit in right now like it is.
I mean, I think you're one of the best at it, and you've understood what we've been trying to do since day one of like that branding of the lifestyle that everybody wants to get into it, and you and your team hit it right on the mark each time.
Well, I think the biggest thing about it is being a little stingy. You know, you might have to turn down some deals that look great. And I didn't grow up in the era of influencers. That wasn't a thing, you know. So like, it's a little different for this generation now. Is that there's a lot of people that make a lot of money by just posting this and that and whatever. And I've always been a little bit stingy about who I align with. I don't want it to be something where I'm going, hey man, I drink this and I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go, hey, I love doing this and I don't. You know, because that's work. So for me, I've got enough I need to be doing. I'd love for it to be something you can throw into my everyday life, and it's something I actually want to be a part of or I actually enjoy doing. And I think that's what makes it work. I think fans can tell when it's real and when it's organic and when it's something that's a part of your life.
What has been one of the cool things outside of country music? So more recently, you just played on The Voice. You just you did Jimmy Fallon. You've done Pat McAfee. I mean, that had to have been unbelievable. Like, what has been some of those experiences that were outside of just your normal day music routine that has just kind of been like a pinch me moment?
Well, there's something that's really cool about, you know, doing an interview with someone like Pat, because his personality isn't what we are used to. You know, I mean, even looking at game day, it's like you had those guys that are just like, hey, you know, Kirk Herbstreit's the world. They're just telling you the stats, and they're very like he's not like this.
Yeah.
You know, he's all over the place, and that's fun, man. You know, I think I've dunked a basketball on the show. You know, we're throwing footballs and all that. It's fun to go do stuff like that. I grew up watching Jimmy Fallon on Saturday Night Live, and always thought he was hilarious. And it's fun to be able to go on a show and wear a camouflage shirt and blow a duck call on late night television. You know, it's nice to get out of the cookie cutter world of morning television where it's just like, hey, don't cuss. You know, like make sure you do everything right. And
correct.
It's a lot more laid back.
When it comes to like shows like this, which one?
Real serious shows like this.
Yeah. Like, have you? Is this like when you think about interviews, podcasts that you've done? Like, where does this show rank if you had to put it up there?
Oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite show I've ever done. It's my favorite podcast, interview, all of it.
All right, good. Well, you know, that's perfect timing because on this show, you're gonna. I'm excited.
I actually called him to be on this episode.
I mean, maybe you can host.
Yeah.
You did say you wanted to host 100.
Yeah, I got some questions.
But that being said, I'm excited for your thoughts after. You know, cameras can be turned off because I want your honest opinion. Because now we play games on this show. All right. And when I was over at your house, you know, the first one 2 years ago, we weren't doing games. We had no sponsors. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
We're still a little nervous. Yeah.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And now you think about, I
don't know how they edited that sound out of your knee doing like this the whole interview.
Oh, now we're lying. You know, the funny thing is,
to edit it, just cut it from the waist up.
You think about the viral moments from that show. I think one of the best ones was, what did we do? We did the top, the actress Mount Rushmore, because you did, I think, Jennifer Aniston, Blake Lively, and
probably hasn't changed too much.
No, probably not.
They're still pretty sharp.
No, I would agree. But then now you think about 2 years, boom, and we've got TECOVAS on here. We got Outlaw Light. Hey, how about Ducks Unlimited coming to be a 2026 sponsor of Like a Farmer?
Well, that's nice. I like that. We just did a little Ducks Unlimited benefit show down in Arkansas.
I saw that, which was awesome.
Hey, Case Pocket Knives was cool.
Dude.
Me and my dad used to go to Trade Day, a big flea market, and trade Case Pocket Knives every week with a bunch of old guys. That was like what I looked forward to doing when I was a kid, was going to trade pocket knives. And we just trade them like back and forth every week. We didn't make any money.
Yeah, it was just
like I had a green one day and then I had a blue one.
It was like the country Pokemon, honestly. You think about it, right? You know, trading cards.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But we do a segment on this show presented by TECOVAS called Give 'em the Boot, all right? So I've got questions in this box, and you can give one of them the boot. And if you give one of them the boot, that means you got to answer the rest of them. Nobody really gives them the boot. So
Yeah.
you might as well just answer all of them. Question number 1. There you go. Just read it out loud.
Well, it's kind of first off about this game. If I can critique, I don't think you should get to pick which one you hand me, but it's all right. We'll do it your way. You want to have 200 shows, you might want to listen, but okay. What is Riley Green's New Year's resolution? I don't know that I've ever really had one, like a big, hey, I'm going to stop doing this or start doing this. I think I always try to like get a little better, you know. The things I struggle with, I would say, are finding time to get home, carving out time. I think that even from a career standpoint, that's probably more important now than ever because that's where I get inspiration to write from. I write 90% of my songs for the year during the holidays, you know, when I'm home. So carving out a little more time for myself, I think that'd be a good New Year's resolution.
I think that's a good one, too. Question number 2.
Yeah, give me the second question that you picked.
Yeah.
Who has been the coolest person you have met and where were you? Aside from the first interview we did.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty cool.
Thank you.
Billy Bob Thornton the other day at CMA's. That's cool.
Landman.
Yeah.
That goes back to your point because that's a Sheridan is Landman. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think about that whole umbrella that he's got. What is it? Tulsa King, Landman, Yellowstone, going on. I mean, that's kind of the lifestyle that we've been talking about.
Yeah. I met Sam Elliott several years ago at an award show. Him and Ashton Kutcher were there promoting The Ranch show on Netflix.
That was a great one.
And we spoke, but he didn't say a word. I just said, hey, how you doing? And by, and he just went, like growled at me, which is awesome.
I mean,
but we didn't really meet, so I just say Billy Bob. What was your best moment in 2025, both personally and professionally? Professionally, I guess CMA Awards, 3 awards.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's I've been around long enough to know that doesn't happen much, so that's pretty cool. Personally, man, deer with my bow in Kansas, maybe.
The one that the other day where you're like laying down next to it.
Yeah, people really. I got a lot of like comments about the picture and like, oh, that's a cool picture. It was a good idea, but it wasn't planned out. I just had drugged this deer with 260 pounds up a hill by myself, and I was dead. I was trying to catch my breath. I'm 37 years old, but there's a lot of things that have. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a great career. Personally, it's been a great year, but there's a lot of things that you get to do that are cool and great moments, but they don't live as long as I can always go back to a hunt in my mind, and there's nothing else that matters. When that deer that you're hunting walks out and you got a bow and he's 20 yards or closer and you like having to do everything right, that's the biggest disconnect I have. So
it's the best feeling in the world too.
Yeah.
Everybody should have to feel that feeling one time. Whether it's obviously, I think it's a little more intense on the archery space, but even like when you're just sitting in a deer stand with a rifle, I mean, there's just that feeling that you're like, golly.
Yeah. I think what makes bow hunting more enjoyable for me is you have to screw it up so many times. You're like, if you're going bow hunting, you're going to have a deer walk out that you pick your bow up wrong and it makes a noise and he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
And then you're going to have one that comes out that you get the bow up and you start to draw back and he sees it and he's gone. You know, and then you have one where your wind was wrong, whatever it is. So it makes it, when it does work, that much more special.
That's a great point. All right, last one.
What is on Riley Green's Christmas list?
Is there, I mean, obviously, look, you're humble, I get it, but, you know, the last 2 years, I get it. You've made a lot of money, you can buy whatever you want, but you just got to have that one something that's like, man, this is what I really would love. You know, I woke up and walked downstairs and that was under the tree.
Ford Ranchero.
Okay.
Car with a truck bed.
We probably can find that for
there you
you,
go.
right?
All right, well. You gave me a Christmas gift last year.
Have you used that, by the way?
I love it. Love it.
That's a lie.
It's my favorite one.
Have you sat in it?
All the time. Honestly, when I can't sleep, I think about it.
And you go in there and sleep?
In my mind.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I forgot about that. That was actually really nice.
When people come to my house, they come to my farm, you know, and you've been there.
Yeah.
I've done some upgrades since you've been there, but that's the first thing I show them.
Hell yeah.
I got to show you all this.
I got this.
Yeah, I got this. It's weird.
Yeah, okay.
That's cool. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I love it.
You mentioned the CMA Awards, and you walked away with 3 that night. Is that correct?
Seems right, yeah.
How do you think about a song? You Look Like You Love Me. Like, was there a point? You got to educate me a little bit. Like, do you know when a song is like really like, damn, this thing's gonna really take off? Whether it's obviously the people singing back to you every night when you're singing it, or you probably could look at the data online. But like in your mind, how did you know, or when did you know, like, damn, this song's gonna kill?
Well, I mean, there's songs that have more of a like emotional attachment to them. Jesus Saves, I Wish Grandpa's Never Died. Those songs I knew were special in some way because they made me feel something. This is a more lighthearted, fun kind of thing. And when we wrote that song, I wrote the verse on it, and there's nothing about it that seemed like a hit to me. I thought it was catchy. I thought the chorus stayed in your head. So I didn't know until it was out. And the next day you open your phone and you can't scroll. It's on everybody's thing. I'm like, I'd never seen that before. I'd never really had a viral moment. So, yeah, you know, you obviously playing at a live show, people sing it. That's always been my way of finding out if a song's a hit or not, is if the crowd sings it. You know, they let you know if it's good and they let you know if it's bad.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that you just said that you've never had a viral moment. Now, like, every time I go online, I mean, I see you just pop up.
It all started with your show.
I think so, too. I mean, if you look at the timeline, it does make a lot of sense. Anyways, like, when you think about those types of viral moments, how does that, like, personally, like, this is a legit question, like, how does that feel? Because I truly do know who you are, and I know where you come from, and I know who your parents are, I know how you were raised. Like, it's just weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird that, like, I have to go on and, like, there's just this bullshit out there. That's just, I know for a fact isn't true. Like, but on a personal level, like, how does that truly feel?
I think if I would have had any type of success similar to this when I was in my early 20s, it'd have been ugly. You know, I think as you get a little bit matured and you kind of can step back from things a little easier as you get older. And I was really fortunate that my success was really gradual. So I got to a place where people are in my business in a small town, you know, and then it was a little bigger, and now it's everybody and all over the internet. And it's one of those things where I think that maybe it would have bothered me for a little while, but I started to look and realize the stuff that people say is so crazy and outlandish that it's like, it doesn't even bother me anymore. You know, you look at it and, you know, dating this person, dating that person, broke up. I mean, where do they even get this at, you know?
Well, a lot of it's just made up, but the messed up part, because it's not made up, is the pictures they take of you, man. And look, you look clean in the award ceremonies, but there's some of them, you're going to the damn grocery store and you got jorts on and a damn wife beater.
That's my best look.
And it's just like, that's just
There's nothing wrong with jorts, man.
No, I went University of Florida, baby. We invented them.
My dad had the ones with the hammer holder on the side, you know?
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
But that's just when it gets weird, like when you have the picture and you're not looking, like you're just.
Yeah, I'm not in love with we have to take a picture of everything that, you know, and post it about. I mean, I have no problem taking a picture with somebody. I'm very fortunate that my career has gone to a place where people want pictures with me. There was a time they didn't. When I was doing construction work, nobody asked me for a picture.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a little bit of like, hey, well, just ask me, you know. You go somewhere and everybody's just got their phone and they're just kind of like trying to sneakily do it, which nobody's ever done it sneaky, you know. But, you know, that's the world we live in. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
I grew up when your phone didn't do anything. We had Snake.
Oh, it's a great.
And if you wanted to send a text message and you wanted to send something that had a K in it, you had to press the same number like 4 times, you know.
The little
You'll never know the struggle.
No, the mind game where you had to.
I mean, I guess we had disposable cameras.
Yeah, you did, and the video camera too. I know y'all. I know for a fact your parents have some videos of you like back in the day, opening your gifts, you know, for Christmas and all that.
I'm sure.
Songwriting. I think, you know, at the end of the day, you get all these accolades of like the live performance, the songs and all of that. But when you think about storytelling, like I truly believe you're one, and you know, you've got awards for that too. Like when it comes to songwriting, you're really good about it. This new AI stuff coming into country music, I mean, what is that all about? Have you heard of any of that stuff? I mean, I feel like the other day it was 2 of the AI generated songs were like in the top 10. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
You can probably imagine what my thoughts are. I mean, I feel like there's probably a really useful world for AI. Writing songs is probably not it. You know, I mean, for one, that's the laziest thing I've ever heard of. It's the most like me in college version of writing songs ever. You know, like looking up the Spark Notes, you know, for a test. I can't comprehend it other than like it's just the most commercial thing you could ever see. I just don't think that there's a world where AI is going to write something that's going to make you feel a real emotion, you know.
And you're a guy also that you go to your same beat of like, hey, you're a 90s country guy. You got Jamie Johnson on the road this year. I mean, let's talk about that. Number one, that's just iconic as it gets. But why is that something that you're continuing to do to kind of hold that pastime? Because I'm sure I know for a fact you've got a lineup of like, okay, who do I want to take out on the road? And you're still, because what was it? It was last year. Was it Tracy last year?
Yeah, Tracy.
Jamie.
We've had Sammy Kershaw out. We had Michael Montgomery, Travis Tritt on some shows. Well, for one, it's music that I love. But I've played in color at every show for over 10 years. And, I mean, they still sing it. It shows. But I can tell there's people that don't know Jamie Johnson. And it's starting to be people that don't know that song. And they're hearing it at my shows. And I just feel like that's my way of, like, this is what made me fall in love with country music is these artists, you know. And if I can share that music with a younger generation that I'm fortunate to have coming out to my shows, it's kind of my job a little bit, you know. And you also got, you know, Tracy Lawrence could play 60 minutes of nothing but hits. You know, Justin Moore's going out with me next year. Same thing. I'm a huge Justin Moore fan.
Small Town USA.
Yeah, man. And I just think that that's the best version of country music, and it's the storytelling. That's what is country music to me. There's a lot of melodically, it's going to do a lot of things. You know, I don't think it necessarily makes a country song if it sounds like this or that or whatever, but telling a story is what country music is. And I don't think AI is ever going to be able to do that like a songwriter can. Somebody that's lived something and went through it.
I would agree. Do you lock in on current day artists when it comes to that? Because obviously, I think if you could get anybody from the 90s to come on the road with you, you do that. But I know for a fact you'd at least like to have a hand in some of these people rising, because you do a great job with that as well. I mean, you were with Ella for 2 or 3 years on the road. I think Hannah McFarlane is just I
didn't know it was her middle name.
She's it, man. I mean, I
had no idea. I'll make sure and introduce her that way tonight.
I think she is great. Like, you do a good job.
Mom's going to love this episode.
Yeah. Miss Karen, I did not bleep that out. I'm sorry. That's just how passionate I am, but I think Hannah's great.
I get that. You never used my middle name like that.
No, that's true.
Hannah's great, man.
But who's like the new cats in town that you like, man, that you like to lock in on?
I'm probably not as up to date as most. I mean, we're on the road so much, you know. I need to be a little better about it. But there is a world where I've got a platform and I can certainly help out, you know, up and coming artists and take them out on the road with me. So I'm always kind of looking for somebody that I like and somebody that, for one, you like being around, you know. But a good end for me is always being from Alabama. I'm always going to kind of lean towards that artist because, you know, you got to have a little pride in your home state. And Georgia had everybody for years. Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, Brantley Gilbert, Cole Swindell, Zach Brown. And we didn't have, you know, it was me and Randy Owen and Jamie Johnson. So now we got Ella Langley doing great and Hannah McFarlane. It's just cool to see.
Have you seen any of these, like when you go to a festival or you have to do a show where you're playing with other people and like anybody that kind of, like, for instance, you and Zach Top went on a little run when y'all were at a festival.
Straight, obviously.
And you do that song. I mean, should have been a cowboy when y'all two would do that. Was just iconic. Like, that's just kind of cool to see where when you have to do some of those shows where it's people that you've never played with, it just seems like you really lock in on one or two people that you really like playing with. Yeah,
it's you know, something that's pretty unique about this genre is we have Nashville. Everybody kind of knows everybody. You know, in pop and rock, it's kind of all, you know, people from all over, and they don't have that one central hub where everybody's kind of hanging out. Nashville's a very small town in that sense. So I was really fortunate when I had guys like Brad Paisley and Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean and Dirk Bentley that took me on the road and really tried to help me in a lot of ways. You know, Brad, I'll never forget, I wrote "Oh, His Grandpa's Never Died" during that tour. It was my first major tour, first time opening for somebody. And we had a lightning storm during my set. I only played 4 or 5 songs. I played for 25 minutes, and I didn't get to play Grandpa's, and he called me on stage during his set to play it and sang it with me. I mean, like, nobody does that, you know? So, I mean, I've always tried to be that way. Jake Worthington's the guy that he's opening for me on tour last year. He's going to come out on some shows next year. He's extremely country, and he writes great songs, and he loves playing and singing country music. I just feel like that's, you know, I would sit around and listen to him.
Yeah.
You know?
You've done some shows with Gavin, dude. Gavin shows.
Gavin's a nut, man. Yeah, he's great. There's a lot of up and comers that are good. But again, that's the fun part about country music. Is you can take these people out and, you know, spend a little time with them and try to help them out, introduce them to a new audience.
Well, and yeah, and I feel like I'm putting this in sports term. I mean, you're like a veteran now when you think about it. There's a lot of people that are looking up to you. And are you, because I know you had some, and I'm calling them mentors, and maybe that's not the right thing, but I know you and Luke were close and all of that. And I'm curious, do you still have those types of people that you call when like you need advice or like you have help on? And are you doing that with any of these younger generation people coming into country music?
I don't know if anybody wants to ask me anything.
Okay, I got you.
But, you know, me and Jamie talked a lot on tour. He's certainly had a career for an extremely long period of time. He's been extremely successful and did it different than a lot of people. He didn't really go the commercial radio route, you know, and I feel like I modeled my career after him in a lot of ways, starting out to try to get a real grassroots fan base down in Alabama and the Southeast before I ever stepped foot in Nashville. And in the same sense, I can learn a lot from him, but he can also learn a lot from me because I came up in a time where social media happened, you know, and Jamie's not a guy that's really was out there posting on Instagram. And I told him, I was like, man, you need to have somebody out there on the road that's capturing stuff, and like, because he's a cool looking dude.
Oh,
you know what I mean,
kidding me?
it's
Yeah.
like Moses. It's like nobody looks like that, and that's something that I think right now is you're visually out there so much more than you used to be. You know, it's TikToks and videos on Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, get up there and sing in color, and when people see it, it's gonna be all over the place. You know, and he's got something that's so unique, and his voice is obviously unreal. So it's just cool to be able to kind of show him a world that he doesn't, you know, necessarily know as well. And I try to learn from anybody that's had a successful career for 20 plus years because I know how hard it is.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever sit back now? Because we joke about it, obviously, but your life's changed. You probably could say in the last 6 months, definitely the last 12, and for sure the last 24 months. I mean, what are some things that you have to do and look back on? Because I mentioned it earlier. I mean, you come from a great family, you come from, you know, that small American town, and now you're in, I mean, I feel like you're either in New York or Los Angeles or wherever every single week. Like, what are some things that you have to kind of remind yourself, like, hey, I'm still that good old boy from Jacksonville, Alabama?
I don't have to remind myself too much. Having my place back in Alabama is all I need. When I go back there, life just moves slower, you know. Keeping in mind that what we do for a living is not reality. People chanting your name before you go on stage is not real life, you know. People, you know, going and doing late night television, all that stuff, it's cool. It's cool to get to go do, but it's building for a brand, which is me touring and being a country music artist. Me in real life, I'd rather be on my bulldozer on a farm or hunting somewhere, you know. And my Uncle Wayne used to always tell me that the waitress at Waffle House, his daughter, was a fan. That's what he'd tell me when I'd come home. And that was his measure of my success. It didn't matter that I was on the late night show the week before I won 3 CMAs or whatever. And that's very humbling when you go back and you remember that. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, you do a great job with, you bring your boys are out there. I mean, whether it's some hometown friends, whether it's your team. I mean, your team has stayed consistent for a long time, which I think, I'm curious your opinion on, that's hard to do too in this industry. I mean, you have done really well with a consistent team, with a consistent surrounding, like, and I think that helps, especially mentally, being that gone so much, right? Or is that, because it's hard to keep the same in the band at the end of the day. Like, when's the last time has the band changed?
I mean, over the years it has, but it probably less than most people. I mean, I'm pretty loyal in the sense of, like, if you do your job, you're going to have a job working for me.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, you have to want to work. I mean, I don't know people that play more shows than we do. You know, I don't know anybody that really travels and does more. And you know, it's an interesting thing because it's not like I have a boss that's telling me to go do this.
Yeah.
You know, you really kind of make your schedule yourself. You have to say yes to everything, and it's a lot. You know, it's tough to have a family outside of this and spend time with your kids or whatever. So you have to really want to be out here and love it if you're going to come work for me. And the other thing is you have to be somebody that you want to spend time with because you are spending the majority of your year on the road with this crew. But
and you want to be, I mean, at some point, I'm sure you want to be a family man, right?
Yeah. It's again, I think that there's a world where it's got to slow down a little bit for me. I don't even see Carl very much, you know.
No, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, he don't even come to that many shows anymore.
Yeah. Well, he's like you. He got the big head, man. He got successful, and he's like, I don't got to go out there all the time, you know. Now he's got his own, you know. He's probably got his own podcast, honestly. Matter of fact, I'm surprised you didn't call him to be on the 100th episode.
You know what? I should have done that. He would have been a special guest.
No, he knows he's a star of the show. He's still the intro to the show is him.
Oh,
and I have to walk on stage and see the disappointment in thousands of faces when it's me that comes out there and not my dog.
So you still, when he's hopping off the bus and all of that, that's still the...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get invited to many shows, so I wouldn't know, but that's, you know, it is.
Well, you're busy now, you know. You got all this.
I mean, truly, when you think about 100 episodes, like, and it's not like you watch my stuff every
I watch every one of them. I love it.
Every Wednesday you tune in?
So what I do is I watch it in the blind that you gave me. Okay. I always watch. That's where I watch your podcast at.
Who was your favorite guest the last 100 episodes?
How long?
The last 100 episodes, who's been your favorite guest that you've seen on the show?
It's tough to pick because I love so many of them. I mean, it's also tough because ours was so good. What were you going to say? Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You know my nephew Joe's a big Josh Allen fan.
Yeah, dude, he's a Bills fan, man, and
I appreciate you hooking him up with some tickets and whatnot, man.
He gets to go through the heartache now, which is it's always good to bring people on to doing that. But yeah, Josh was a good one. But
there's just too many to name. I don't know how much time we have. But
no, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I love your show.
Could you ever see yourself maybe doing a podcast? I think you'd be great as a podcast host.
But I just have to do what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, pick a question out of this box. I'm not even going to come up with the question in real time. I'll write it beforehand.
Well, that's
somebody
the game,
else probably wrote them. You know what I mean?
That's the game. You know, it's give them the boot. That's part of the game.
So you mean to tell me to be successful, have 100 episodes of a podcast, all I have to do is have somebody write questions for me, put them in a box, and then me get a tall, handsome guy to come on the show and answer those questions, and I can be successful? Yeah, I can do that. No, that's fun, man. I'm glad to be here. I mean,
I think you could be a good host. Here, why don't you go for it?
You want me to say something seriously nice about you?
No, I want you to ask me some questions. You're the host now. Go.
So in your 100 episodes, what was your favorite moment? 100 episodes, okay? You're living the dream life of 90% of podcasters in the world. They're everywhere trying to be you now. Think about what that feels like. Do you realize that? Do you realize that you were just trying to make it a regular, everyday guy, rural lifestyle, loving, passionate about country music, hunting, outdoor sports.
Yeah.
All together.
There you go. You even know the pillars, man. That was good. Wow.
It's not hard, I don't think. And now people look up to you. Do you have people do you have podcasters that are trying to make it that talk to you and you try to help them?
Yeah, all the time.
And also, do you have any podcasters that you look up to that you pick their brain about? Do you still do any of that?
Yeah.
And also, back to my original question.
The best
what's your favorite in 100?
I think
that's all the time we got. It's easy. You just yap. And do you want to answer that?
No, not really. But
I you did.
We've had some great moments on 100 episodes. I just think, maybe we could switch. I think I could do country music. You're saying this is easy. I think you. I mean, what do you get? You get to walk up there.
Sing a song.
You get to walk up there and.
I don't think you want to go on this road. Please sing a song and dance.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
And I will show you tonight if I get on that stage, they will get way louder than they have ever been when you've been on that stage. You don't want to see me.
Who do you want me to tell them you are?
You don't have to.
Oh, they're just gonna know.
They're gonna know. I got a special guest.
What song you want to sing?
Oh man,
Real life on the farm's kind of laid back. I mean, some kind of farming song, I assume.
We actually do need a jingle.
Cotton Eye Joe.
No, I would do.
No, that's it. Problems. Old McDonald.
No,
do
should
you
have
know,
been a
some kind of
cowboy.
farming
Should
song?
have been a cowboy.
Okay, all right, fine.
I can do that. I don't see. Have you ever, like, this is actually really good. Do you now get to a point where you don't get nervous or anything, like when you
just for
go on
this
stage? Just for this.
Yeah.
Okay. There's never been like a.
No, I mean, I would get a little nervous for like live television stuff. You feel a little something with that. You know, that's always a little, I reckon, like morning television, you film it like 7 a.m. It's miserable. I get nervous if I had to play in church right now, you know. As far as like a show on tour, man, they all know what I sound like.
Yeah.
You know? They bought a ticket already. They know they're not going to throw anything at me. They know what to expect.
Well, that's a good feeling. And at the end of the day, so when you think about what's challenging you right now, what's stressing you out outside of, you know, obviously you got some TV stuff, the music, but you're an entrepreneur. And I want to hit on that. Number one, I don't know if I'm not, Josh, you can answer this. I mean, every single time I'm in Nashville, I eat lunch at the Duck Blind. So it seems like that's going good. You've got the bourbon. Like, is there anything that you're like locked in on? Like, man, I really want this to be successful.
Well, I think to really be doing as much as I'm doing is you got to kind of be locked in on all of it. You know, a great example for me has always been merch. Like, I've always been really involved in my merch. And because of that, it does well. And not because I'm any smarter than anybody else coming up with designs. I don't have any abilities there. I just know what I like. And I think I know what my fans like. I know what I would wear. And I know what's really true to me and my fans that I've seen it for, 12 years, 100 plus shows a year. And it would be really easy for me to step back from that and let somebody else handle it. And it'd probably be fine. But it's really great because I'm involved in it. My Instagram I still run, I don't want to. I'd love to give it to somebody else, but I think my engagement's always been well because they know it's me. They know I say things the way I would say them.
You still run your, you legitimately.
I let Sam, my camera guy, post for me one time, and he put a semicolon in the text. And I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? My fans know I don't know what a semicolon does. I still don't know what it does. I've never used a semicolon in my life. I don't know that I've really used a comma in the last 10 years. Especially not the one with the dot on
it.
Yeah. I have no clue what that's for. And they know. So as soon as they see that, like, oh, this is corporate. That's the label posting this, So I'm like, there's a value to doing it myself. And I think as long as I'm, got my nose down, kind of grinding and trying to get as much as I can out of my career, I need to have a hand in all these things. So, the bourbon and being a little bit picky, like I said, about who you align with. I could have did a bourbon deal with somebody 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But this is something that really makes sense, and the bar is another situation like that. So I think that my anxiety or stress that I have for my career is just from things are going so well. I want to get as much as I can out of it and have an opportunity that most people don't have.
Yeah. And on the bar side, you talk about underrated. I mean, Steve Ford's the GOAT when it comes to all that stuff. He's done a really good job.
I wouldn't have partnered with anybody else. It's for one, it's not a bar on Broadway. Nothing against the artists on bars on Broadway. It's just I've never hung out down there. I don't know a lot of artists that do. I want to be somewhere that I want to be at. It's where everybody hangs out at over there in Midtown. And Whiskey Jam used to be in Winters, which is now the Duck Blind, and that's where everybody played at. So it's cool. It really makes sense. It's a real spot. It's not me going, hey, like I'll go over there 4 times a year and y'all can pay me. And
oh no, you're there. If you're in Nashville, you go there a lot.
And just think about this: we can't get thrown out. So we eat and drink for free.
Got a key.
I get scrambled eggs there every morning I'm in town.
Oh, dude, the menu that you've put over there at the Duck Blind is just so going back to. I know you put
Paul's charcuterie board.
You kidding me?
See, that's another thing. If I wrote charcuterie board in the text on my Instagram, I'd misspell it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
not on purpose.
It's just how you would put it on there. Yeah, you can't do that. That's a great point. You ever see
me write charcuterie and it's spelled right? Somebody else wrote it.
Somebody else did it.
See, that's it.
Do you check your DMs at all, or no? Not really.
I just glance at it. Like after a show, I'll just look and see if there's some moment that happened. There'd be a lot of people posting videos or tagging you in it. As far as DMs, stories about their life, or there's just those days are over. You can't really go through that.
Yeah,
it'd be entertaining if you want to look one day.
It would be. We could probably make it.
I've last week Tim Tebow messaged me on Instagram. that was how we connected. I'm gonna play his charity golf tournament. Like several celebrities reached out to me that way, So I check it, and brands reach out. We might be going to play a show somewhere, and I have the head coach of Penn State reach out, or strength and conditioning coach go, hey, you want to come out and work out? I'll send it to Chase, and we'll get something lined up. So yeah,
you got to. That's the new way of communication these days.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Before I let you go, 2026 obviously coming up. So what are some things that you're just like looking forward to? Obviously, I totally forgot about. Justin going on the road with you is going to be awesome. You've got some great locations you're going to next year as well. So you've got the tour going on, but what else do you have cooking? Any new songs?
Well, I'd talk about locations for next year, but I have no idea where I'm going. I know we're playing a lot of shows. We're going to Japan and Hawaii, play 2 U.S. military bases. That'd be cool. Excited about that. We're going to Australia. We did well the first time we went over there, so I'm excited about going back, playing a big festival. In the studio now, we're going to put some new music out early in the year. Excited about that.
That's awesome. Are we allowed to talk about, you did something with Black Rifle recently, right? Is that where what's going on there? Because that's another great company.
Yeah, I guess. No, Black Rifle's another brand that aligns really great with me. For one, they do so much for the military. We played a Folds of Honor softball game, which I've done every year they've had it, and they were down and involved in it, and we donated, I think, $50,000 to Folds of Honor, and they matched it, which to me was an immediate gesture that caught my attention, and we'd already been talking about doing a deal together. So, yeah, it's I think that those opportunities, they come very often, but when you're, like I said, a little picky about it, you can find the right ones, and it really makes sense.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm proud of you. I'm excited to watch you grow. I feel like I've been a mentor to you, so
I can't wait for the 1,000th episode.
You think we're gonna make it to 1,000?
I think that'll be the next one I come on. Nah, man, I'll do the 200th if you want to.
I think every 100th I would love if you came on. And
here's the thing, you're getting better.
Oh, you think?
Every 100 episodes, you get a little better.
What do you think I should work on?
Posture.
Well, yeah. Yeah, mom's telling me that.
Your slouchiness is comforting. It makes me feel like laid back, so I like that. You know what I mean? Well, I would hate to do an interview with somebody's like this the whole time.
Yeah,
so no, I like. Yeah, you're great at it, man. You've got a real gift. Share your gift with the world, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Ride this wave.
Appreciate it, man. Damn, that was the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, no, I'm very proud of you, man. It's going well.
You've been supporting it since day one. I really appreciate it. And there's that handful of people, man. And like I said, I keep saying it. Your family is just, I consider them my family. Everybody's been a huge supporter, and thank you seriously for everything that you've done. That you've been so helpful.
We're buddies, man. To the people out there, everybody says that, but it's not always true. We are buddies.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Hey, 100th episode, guys. I really appreciate it. And as always, every single Wednesday, why don't you go to youtube.com, type in Like a Farmer, maybe hit the like button, the comment button, the share button, maybe subscribe if you're feeling like it. If you're listening, just wherever you listen to audio podcasts, continue to do it every single Wednesday. 100 episodes. Riley Green, we love y'all.